Hey YouTube, it is 5:41. First one here in the parking lot. I should have probably left the house that early, but I did. I figured I was already up. I just figured just come here and sit in the parking lot and before it's time to go in. I thought I'd make this talk video about even though I hate Mondays because it's always the beginning of the week. Because Mondays are the worst days out of all days when it comes to a work week. That's the thing, when sometimes that is not always the case. I do have good days on Mondays, but Mondays are the worst days for me. Mondays are the worst days for me and everything. And, but I don't let that bother me. I still have a positive attitude. I'm not trying to be negative in this video. I always wake up in a positive attitude. Sorry, I'm not turning on my dome light for you guys to see me. But I just want to say this. Is that when you wake up thinking negative, you're always going to be negative throughout the whole day. Me, I try to make it look like, yes, it is Monday. Yes, do I hate Monday? Yes. But am I going to let that drag me down because it's Monday? No. You always got to think positive, I always think positive because I'm not 6 feet under. And, because, like I said, this week has been crazy around my area the past few days. Let's see, how can I start? My grandma had a stroke 2 times this week. There's been a wreck around at my house over the weekend. And then also somebody tried to attempt suicide over the weekend. And, that's a shame, somebody want to attempt suicide. I know life can really get somebody. Excuse me, I got something in my throat. But, morning snot. But, yeah, suicide. Yeah, the dude went into a parking lot at church next to where my trailer is at, and parked his truck and everything. And I was watching my sister because my sister didn't have nowhere to go. She's special needs and everything. And, she said she heard somebody out there, parked out there, and she kept saying somebody's here. And so I went and looked out the window, and the next I knew, there were 5 cop cars and fire truck, ambulance, for suicide attempt. I know life can suck once in a while, if things don't go your way. Like, let's say, if you're in a relationship, you just got out of a relationship, and then you want to say, oh, I can't live life without her, she was my everything. I don't have any friends because of her, or whatever. You know what? If you don't have any friends, that's probably more likely your fault, because on how you are toward other people. If you just be a little bit nicer and show people respect, and you'll get friends eventually. It'll take time to get friends, but you will get friends. And sometimes you just gotta reach out to people. And that's how you make friends. And, but, because life sucks so bad, doesn't mean you have to destroy your life away. Because the way I looked at it, the way I read about it in the Bible and everything, and it talks about suicide in there, that if you commit murder, suicide is murder, killing yourself, killing your only fact of being a human being anymore. And if you don't repent before you do it, then all I gotta say is that you're going to hell if you do ever commit suicide. Because if anybody's a firm believer in God or whatever, on my channel, basically just you know where you're going, because you ain't going to heaven, because God will ask you, hey, why did you do it? I had so much planned for you. And that's the thing, God will ask you, why did you do it? And if you give him a good enough reason, he may let you in. But really, technically, it says in the Bible, thou shalt not murder, or thou shalt not kill, or even taking a person's life, and that's another thing, you don't go to heaven for that way. People say, oh, ask God for forgiveness. Well, yeah, they can ask God for forgiveness so many times, but if they keep making the same act over and over and over, then no, God's not going to forgive you. It's like, if you keep making the same act over and over and over, no, God's not going to forgive you. That's just how I see it. That's how I read out of it in the Bible. Because the way I see it is that if somebody would commit suicide, if you're really thinking about committing suicide, call for help. Call for suicide hotline, that's the number one thing I hate about people when I hear tragedies like that over the weekend. And, that was a tragedy I did not want to see around my house, where I live at. I literally sat down and prayed for the dude. And I literally did. I didn't even know him, but, after I heard what happened, I literally sat down and prayed for him. I hope he's fed better. I hope he heals from his wounds. I hope he gets right on the right track again in life. That's the only thing that I can think of to say, But when it comes to suicide, always try to get help. Always try to, reach out to people. I know some people may not want to hear about it, but the way I see it, instead of taking your life, reach out to somebody. You know, reach out to somebody that's close to you, that's your best friend, or a family member or whatever, and just reach out to them. Say, hey, you know, I'm depressed, you know, and just reach out to them and they'll try to get you help. And that's what I would do. If it were for me, I mean, you know, why would anybody want to do that? You know, that's just throwing everything that you stand for away. You know, especially if you have kids or if you're married, and you do it, you know who you're leaving. You know, you're leaving your children behind, putting them through tragedy. You know, you're leaving your wife behind, putting her through hell. And, or even if you just have a girlfriend and you've been dating for a while, and then, and if you break up and all of a sudden you do it that way for hurting us, then really technically that she will be hurt by it, because she would feel really, really bad and depressed because, oh, I broke up with him and that's the reason why he did it. Then everybody in her family would be accusing her of doing it and making him do it. And to me, that's not right. You know, I would always say, you know, there are apps out there. There's this new one that's out there. I never had looked it up. I mean, I never had tried it. They even have this new thing at work. You know, if you need counseling or whatever, not my job. I'm not gonna give the name of my job, but you know, they do have a psychiatry program that if you ever need help, whatever, someone to talk to, you know, you can talk to a psychiatrist. You can talk to whoever you want, and they said the program is free, and if you don't like the one that we have, you can always go somewhere else, and our company will pay for it. And I'm like, okay, you know. And, you know, they was just saying that, you know, just let everybody know if they ever need someone to reach out to, if they feel like they're depressed or emotional, distressed or something like that. But yeah, I mean, and then there's an app where it's called BetterHelp. I've heard a lot about it. They say it's good, they say it's okay, but I don't know what they charge or nothing. But if you feel like you need somebody to talk to, get a hold of a psychiatrist. They're there to do their jobs to help you out, get through whatever you need to do, to talk about and whatever. It might do you some good, you know, it might help you out, but never try to commit suicide, you know. That's not the way to go, you know. Always be a champion, you know, always be a winner, always go through life pushing forward, and no matter what, you know. That's the thing. That's the thing, you know, you gotta have a strong head in this life to be able to make it. And, you know, if you commit suicide, that means you're very weak, you know. So don't commit suicide. That's the only thing I can say. That's the only thing I wanted to talk about, was trying to stop prevention on suicideness awareness. It happened over this dude over the weekend tried to commit suicide around my place, and not in my house, but at the church parking lot, where I live like a block down from the church, but it was literally right on my property just about. And so there you have it. Seth McDonald at Seth Martial Art Fitness, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.